everyone, and welcome to A Feminine Moment. I am Cherry Lynn, and I'm excited to be here with Dixie Andelin Forsyth,
Hi,
daughter
Terry.
of Helen B. Andelin. Hi, Dixie. We are here today to talk about when we actually had a woman on our group ask about her husband having a female friend, and it kind of sparked an interesting conversation between us, and we thought it'd be great to do this today. So, Dixie, we would love to know what you think about in a marriage, or I guess it could be a relationship, any relationship, the male having female friends outside of the wife.
Yeah, that's really tricky. I think that it's potentially very dangerous. And to do that, it's not, it depends on so many things. If he keeps friendships secret, that's not so great. But I'm prefacing the whole thing by you can't change him. Even if he is, you can't, you can talk to him about it and express your opinion and your feelings, but you can only change you. That's what we always stick with Fascinating Womanhood. But if you recognize that you've got to keep very careful boundaries with those things. Now, Bob and I are extremely open with each other, but there's been a couple of times that we've had friends, and by the way, I don't ever have friends with men that are only my friends that don't include him at all.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Because we just don't do it. It's dangerous to do that. It doesn't always lead to anything. Huh?
What do you mean by dangerous?
If he leaves you out, because as a couple, you are together. Mm-hmm. And so, like when Bob is with people in the hospital, he associates with nurses there that I don't know, but he doesn't do social things with them. And even when he's with them, he always talks about me. Mm-hmm. So it's very clear what the boundary is. He doesn't go to lunch with them and hang out and things like that and not tell me things. Those things are where other relationships can start. So no two people are exactly alike, but we're talking about general guidelines. Mm-hmm. Bob and I don't ever have friends with people that are exclusive of us as a couple. Okay, so I have had friendship with a couple of men that were also friends with Bob, but he's not really good at texting or keeping up contact, long distance stuff. So I've been the one to do it. And these two guys are both more on social media than some guys. And so, but when I do communicate with them, I'll say, oh yeah, how's your wife? And he'll say, how's Bob? And things like that. It's always very upfront and proper. And not only that, I will tell Bob, hey, I heard from so-and-so today. And he'll ask about it. So it's all very above board. But having a friendship with a woman when you're married and you leave your wife out of it altogether is dangerous.
So what do you mean by dangerous?
It can lead to an affair.
It can lead to an affair.
Okay. Oh yeah, because people act like, in Hollywood, they always act like, what's the big deal? It was just an innocent lunch. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. And innocent things, affairs never start from the affair. They start from something more innocent, and they develop into that. So Bob and I just always have this rule between us. We are a couple. And so anybody that he knows at work that, I'm not in the hospitals, I'm not in his work, he does not do social things with them that exclude me.
Okay. So
privately, I mean, he might have a staff meeting or something like that.
Yeah. You have acquaintances though, right? Like you have, and you're saying, I don't see my male friends socially without Bob, but you have acquaintances that are male friends, and that's fine. And chatting from time to time, that's fine. It's more about these interactions.
Well, I talk to them as though it's Bob and I. I'll say, yeah, Bob and I are going to do this or that. It isn't like just him and me. And I ask them regularly about their wives, their kids. And so it's sort of like I represent me and Bob as a couple, and he represents himself and his wife as a couple. Another dangerous thing to do is to start confiding marital problems in each other. That is really dangerous. And it's also disloyal to your spouse. If you have a female or a male friend and you're telling them about things that bother you about your husband. It really bugs me when he does this or doesn't do that. It's disloyal. It's dangerous. And, and would you feel bad? I wouldn't say anything to a male friend that you would feel embarrassed or awkward to have your husband listen in on.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing. Just.
What about, yeah, that makes sense. What about when the husband has female friends, what kind of advice? I know that we don't have a specific scenario to go over, so this is kind of general, but what if your husband has female friends that he's confiding in? What would be a good response?
Okay, this is great, because this is a situation where childlikeness is not appropriate. It isn't a good idea. This situation is potentially painful enough and hurtful enough. At least it certainly would be for me. And the person saying it probably is, or they wouldn't have brought it up in our group, is I would say talk to them privately. By privately, I mean when he's not in the middle of something, just say, hey, I need a minute to talk to you. When he's not in a weird mood or anything, just say, I really need to talk to you. And when you do, express yourself. Tell him how you feel rather than accusing. You. Because whenever anyone accuses you of something, your immediate reaction is defense. Like I'm not that bad.
Yeah.
So when you express yourself, if you more focus on how you feel, when this happens, this is how I feel. And another thing you could do is say, I would feel a lot better if we did it this way. If you would do this, especially did you say the person said that he talks about marital things?
Well, if you're talking about the question that we had from Facebook, yes, that specific scenario, I believe the woman had said that she knew, she didn't see any evidence of it, because I think it was a situation where he was texting this other woman about something, and so she sensed, or she kind of had this intense kind of feeling that he was confiding in her.
That's very dangerous.
So again, we don't know all the details, but I think that's a little bit more of an extreme scenario.
Yeah, I would be very uncomfortable with that, and I would talk to him about it. Say, I'm very uncomfortable with this. I feel like it's like you're kind of against me. You're airing our private things, to another woman. It's a type of betrayal, and you don't have to just sit there and be a doormat. I would feel to me, it's a type of cheating. It's emotional cheating. It's not physical cheating, but it's a type of emotional cheating where you confide in somebody about your personal issues. When you're married and together with another person, you live with somebody, you have a family together, whether you have children or not. You are a family, and then he's complaining or confiding your personal issues with somebody else.
Yeah, you're right. It sounds like a symptom for something else. Like if he's going to someone else to confide, why there's a symptom for something else.
I mean, if he was getting counseling and the counselor was a woman, that would be one thing. But this is not above board, and this is emotionally very dangerous, and it's not right. And the fact that he's not apparently not upfront with her, hey, I talked to Susan about this issue and she said that. If she has to discover it, it's like you're discovering your husband cheating,
right?
Or at least the precursor to it. So of course she's distressed. Of course I would be.
Yeah. So the takeaways here are: it's okay to have friendships, but try to stay away from doing a lot of things socially. Those
are pretend friendships. Those aren't real friendships. Because if this friend of his is listening to this stuff, she's not a good friend to the wife. And if she's not a good friend to his wife, and what they talk about together could result in their marriage breaking up, that's not friends.
Yeah. So striving for that couple friendship versus
it's not honest. Don't keep secrets from your spouse. And he shouldn't keep secrets from you. Now, you can only not keep secrets from him. You can't force him to not keep secrets from you, but you can address it. You have a right to address it. But definitely childlikeness is not the area here. And I'm glad you brought that up, because there's some times when childlikeness is not appropriate. And it's when it's it's more than just a minor thing, just an
Yeah.
everyday insensitivity, thoughtless stuff. This is more potentially serious because she may be feeling like that she's seeing the potential of an affair. And
Right.
he could be even having one for all she knows.
Or it might be completely
So
innocent and she just is, she has a lot of insecurities, which most women do. And she's probably, or she could be, sensing something that's maybe smaller than it is. And she,
maybe, but if she has uncovered that he is talking to her, texting to her about marriage problems, that's inappropriate.
right, right,
It's emotionally dishonest. So
right. Okay. Well, great. I think this was a really helpful discussion. Thank you so much for sharing all of your advice. And thank you everyone for watching.
and I wish so much the best for her.
Yeah, us too. And don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel. We put out videos every week. So stay tuned for next week. Thanks. Bye.
Bye bye.